Sorry to keep you waiting, Lord Anaxagoras.
That is the sound of thoughts.
It's been a while, Lord Anaxagoras. I greet you on behalf of all the citizens of Akima, and express my deepest regret about what happened at the Grove of Epiphany.
It's you. I never expected that you would personally come and meet me.
By carefully into Lantern above, I have come as a testament to the justice of the Council of Elders.
There are Antikytherans here? They have been a rare sight ever since the Chrysos War.
I extend to you my utmost respect, revered Titan. I am Lycurgus, though you may call me Lygus, holding an honorary position within the Council of Elders in Akima, and as the Theoros, I stand to protect the right of all upright citizens to express themselves freely.
You can see them too?
You know about us. We Antikytherans perceive the world through the amplitude and frequency of souls. Just as I am conscious that Lady Aglaya is secretly listening in on our private meeting from afar, if necessary, Lord Anaxagoras, I can sever the golden thread to protect your fundamental rights.
The demigod should know better, for such is her station. Spare those poor threats, and just let her listen to my words. They shall serve only to unveil her own folly.
May I interpret this as you having a countermeasure?
I need not any plan, because she can do nothing other than petty espionage. As the Citizens' Assembly approaches, and with Orynyx's fall, any attempt to capture the core flame within me will only usher chaos and calamity. A truth she undoubtedly comprehends. While I, Anaxagoras, serving as the Grove's special envoy to Akima's Citizens' Assembly, have long known the extent of your abilities. Let's forego the formality of asserting authority, Lord Lygus. Lead the way.
Very well. Surely Lady Kindness would appreciate such assertiveness in an ally. She's been waiting. Follow me, please. Is there something on your mind, Lord Anaxagoras?
Nothing, really. It's just a question that I contemplate every time before I ascend to Dawncloud. For the Titans, does the falling equate to death?
Ah, a pondering truly deep. Time is on our side. Do you mind sharing your reflections with me?
While all living beings must ultimately face their demise, Kefali has yet to meet theirs. Their journey continues unhurriedly along this long path.
Are you suggesting that Kefali may not have truly passed?
Yes. For dying implies an ongoing process, an action, whereas death signifies a static state, a definitive termination. In contrast to mortals, Titans exist on a grander scale of space and time, thus elongating their passage into death. The notion of their fall is but a misinterpretation born of mortal ignorance.
Ah, an intriguing concept, albeit challenging to substantiate. After all, Kefali has maintained a profound silence ever since the era Arasa, while scholars and priests alike have conveyed the message of the gods' imminent fall.
Perhaps the gods, in their arrogance, deemed it beneath them to reveal their perspectives to mortals.
Could you elaborate on your statement?
Circes, the kin of the Skyfather as recounted in myths, now resides within my brain. Were I to inquire, Kefali would have no cause to refuse.
Oh.
That very well could be true. But what if the world-bearing Titan still chooses to remain silent?
In that case, the myths crafted by the people of Amphorius are nothing more than pitiful jests.
It's worth a try. I believe, and I'd love to witness the fruits of your theory in the change it may bring to this imperiled world. Because I completely concur with you on this aspect. If the Titan has indeed met their end, any response from them would be impossible. Please, Professor.
The children of humanity have indeed created a spectacle.
Welcome to Dawn Cloud. The atmosphere here carries a greater sense of solemnity than the mundane clamor of the Marmorial Palace, with entry permitted only to the invited. Only esteemed beings grace this place, and among them I've received priests, scholars, warriors, and now we even have the honor to be in the presence of a Titan. Oh, what a joyous occasion.
Once deemed a blasphemer, now a surrogate for revered divinity. The honor should rightfully be mine, shouldn't it?
I'll notify Kindness and the others of your arrival. Kindly wait for a moment. A soldier will be here to guide you shortly. In the meanwhile, you're welcome to explore the vicinity, but kindly remain within the guard's view. Delaying the crucial meeting is something none of us wish to see, I presume.
I'm well aware of Kindness's methods. There's no need to emphasize that.
As you wish. Your cooperation is much appreciated.
Alas, I had hoped for a brilliant plan from you, but it turns out you just left one cage to enter another.
Save your concerns. I know very well what I'm doing.
I shall depart to explore the surroundings then. Now that I look around, I wonder if there are any murals bearing my portrait around here. I'm quite intrigued to see how the children of humanity beyond the grove perceive another Titan.
Off you go. I won't be joining you. This Titan appears to be quite at ease. I should investigate the Council of Elders' recent activities first.
Be aware. I can hear you perfectly well from here.
All things are connected by origin, and are made of the same essence.
Watch this magic trick.
Professor Anaxa! Over here! Professor Anaxa? Word has it that the scholars of the Grove valiantly perished resisting the Black Tide. To find you here safe and sound, thank the Fates.
You could say it's the Fates toying with us.
It's only the Crimnoans and Idonians who chase glory through death. But your survival is a victory in itself. I'd settle for that gladly. So, are you here to report the incident to the Council? I heard that after the Black Tide devoured the Grove, Akuma would be next in line, even with the demigod of strife standing alongside humankind.
Tell me, how much does the Council of Elders know about the Black Tide?
Once Kindness and her followers learned of Circe's and Orynyx's fall, they proclaimed in the council that the Flame Chasers could no longer stand against the calamity alone. Yet, when the Crown Prince ascended to godhood and repelled the Black Tide, she immediately altered her tune.
No surprises there, those shifty opportunists. Thank you for your honor.
Being an opportunist could very well be a facet of...
Shouldn't you be searching for murals of...
I was really curious to see how you would find, but it seems as though this kindness is much more...
I'm afraid you'll be sorely disappointed.
Even blasphemous scholars can come in.
As Kephales's priest.
Surely you jest. Let me remind you that you're currently in Dawn Cloud, so you'd better keep your deranged language to yourself. I am no longer that altar servant from years ago, who could only acquiesce to the commands of others. Now, I have plenty of ways to deal with people like you.
I'm not sure whether I should laugh or cry right now. I can't believe that a follower such as you could have been made by a creation titan. As I see it, a dead titan can't provide you with this.
You.
Seeing as we were able to hear.
Oh my, what a thrill.
Are you praising?
Praising him, of course.
Didn't you hear me? I asked you to leave. Go as far away from here as possible.
I've had enough of this. Could the 15th entry hour arrive any faster?
Oh, my.
Every plant, every tendril, no, even every leaf could be the embodiment of Circe's.
As a result, mere mortals who did not know what the Titan actually looked like chose to paint them as a giant tree instead. Their wisdom was portrayed as fruit, to symbolize how they shared their knowledge equally among the masses. Such exquisiteness indeed.
This mural is quite abstract.
I really can't tell whether you are praising or demeaning yourself. Now I'm quite curious whether the Reason Titan has studied figures of speech before.
Of course I find such stylistic devices interesting. For all we know, this could be the answer to the question, what exactly are we?
I, for one, am not willing to admit that I could look this ugly.
Was this the reason why you failed in your attempt to refine my soul when you were ambushed at the Grove?
Since you are aware of this, why did you save me back then?
From my perspective, this point alone was enough to separate you from the average person.
How do two lunatics coexist in the same brain?
Therefore, it seems that your journey to Dawncloud this time is not just to seek protection. What, then, is the intention behind your actions?
The entire plan is stored in my memory, so why don't you look there?
Then don't mind if I do. 1 year old. Oh my.
That's enough.
How unusual.
Since our days are both numbered, I don't mind telling you more about it. This is a present that my sister gave to me. It's a doll that was made to look like our family pet.
So there are other members in your family, eh? Are they also living in Akama?
Don't you just love to pick through my brain? Go on, continue flipping through my memories. It won't take long. You'll discover the answer when you reach the memories of when I was 5.
Oh, the black tide is everywhere. I can't bear to look.
When I was young, I couldn't accept this outcome either. Georios, Aquila, Kefali, and you, of course. Although I prayed to every Titan that I could think of for help, my efforts were ultimately futile.
This...
Indeed it was.
Oh...
Not only that, since all living things stem...
I did... But this is absolute blasphemy. Regardless of how much freedom the Grove provides, such an act could cause you to be burned at the pyre. Your beloved, where is she now? Send her away from the Grove at once.
Calm down, teacher. My sister, she's still not in the mortal realm.
What do you mean?
It was naive of me to think that I could snatch this equivalent exchange.
Oh, let it go, Anaxa. Never do something taboo ever again.
You're right, teacher.
I am sincerely glad for you, child. Now then, what topic would you like to study?
I wish to continue Thalesis' research.
Continue the research into souls, but you know that the Grove has long since understood his philosophy like the back of their hands. Even if you continue digging into this subject, your efforts will likely be... futile.
No, teacher. After my fleeting glimpse of the deathly fog, I finally understood a single truth. Since ancient days, our understanding of the souls is but the tip of the iceberg. I may have lost an eye, but my view of the world has become clearer than ever. I have grasped the truth truth with my bare hands. Watch as I turn this farcical world upside down.
Who would have thought such a secret lay concealed beneath that hefty eye patch of yours? However, this story doesn't seem to be connected to your plan. In fact, I'd say that they aren't related at all.
The answer lies within the tale. If even you cannot understand it, perhaps you should relinquish the divinity of reason to me. After all, it'd be a waste for you to hold on to it. My story ends here. Now it's time for you to tell me your secret. After all, this is what equivalent exchange means, correct?
As expected, you laid a trap for me to step into. Unfortunately, even if I was willing to talk about my past...
Oh?
Child of humanity.
Now I understand. No wonder you asked.
Not only that, you're the only...
Lord Anaxa. I saw you muttering to yourself and was wondering. I have a message from Lord Lygus. Lady Kindness has met up with the council.
It's fun.
Carefully. The one...
I didn't expect you to agree to Lady Kindness's invitation. What a wonderful turn of events. To tell you the truth, there are many people who hold grudges against that.
Isn't that the dromas draped in finery?
Avoid his gaze. I don't acquaint myself with blasphemers.
Don't worry. He's too full of pride to pay us any attention.
A student of Empedocles? I hear that his views run counter to the venerationists.
This is what being a scholar is about. A collision of ideas only occurs when there are differences in beliefs, and it is such collisions that lead to progress.
Yet, in my view, there are only right and wrong perspectives.
Lord Lygus and Lady Kindness are just ahead. I'll take my leave for now.
Welcome to the Demigod Council.
Lord Anaxagoras, I've heard so much about you. Head of the Nusporists of the Grove of Epiphany, notorious blasphemer, a Chrysos heir who bears Circe's core flame, a survivor of the Grove Calamity. Did I miss anything? Well, if so, please be so kind as to enlighten me.
Since Lady Kindness is already well acquainted with me, I won't waste any effort introducing myself again. But then again, perhaps the customs are different here. Back in my hometown, there is a form of etiquette known as honoring guests. The host will welcome their guest with warm hospitality by treating them to fine wine and a cozy bed. And yet, ever since I arrived, I have not been welcomed with warm courtesy or ceremonial gifts. Instead, I am met with intense scrutiny. Even more absurd, the host has sharpened their blade and instructed their servants to lie in wait in the shadows. Perhaps you intend to cut open my heart, retrieve the core flame, and then hold a grand feast for all of the guests.
Everyone, stand down.
Thank you for understanding. I am but a feeble scholar who is not used to the stench of avarice and blood.
No need to be humble, my lord. From my perspective, your courage and gumption are worthy of the reputation of the Seven Sages. Your bravery is more than adequate to accomplish our perilous endeavor.
So, you wish to start a war?
Well, since the Chrysos heirs are calling for war, we will respond in kind. Conflict is inevitable. Since Aglaya endeavors to suppress the virtuous commoners with blood of gold, we will not hesitate to display the rights and mettle the citizens of Akima are so entitled to. As to your question of whether peace is still a viable option, well, to that I can only say this. Everything hinges on the next citizens' assembly and whether they have a sudden epiphany amid the clamor of the masses. And since you, as a Chrysos heir, accepted our invitation, you have indeed given us a glimmer of hope.
What brazen arrogance. What you're saying right now is worlds apart from what you were saying before you retired your cleaners.
I don't deny it. After all, they're responsible for cleaning up any threats, and just a moment ago, you were on the side of the Chrysos heirs. But now that you're an ally of ours, we can continue talking somewhere else. As you know, these walls have ears. I was fortunate enough to have the opportunity to discuss a treatise about the Venerationists with your teacher, Empedocles. Yet, it seems you subscribe to the Nusporists instead, Lord Anaxa. I've heard that this school of thought is one with many detractors.
It's normal for ideas to have supporters and dissenters. Just like how there are two types of people in this world. Geniuses and dimwits. All things are connected by origin, and are made of the same essence.
Welcome back to the hub of the Demigod Council, Lord. Surely you remember that countless eloquent orator. This tiny stage is the most May the both of us carry out our...
Oh my, 15 days and...
Using death to prove myself fits my intent.
What strong conviction you have.
As expected.
That's enough, Lady Kindness. Dispense with the niceties.
Well, you say that now, but...
You worry too much. She won't show her hand too freely.
Even someone like me...
As you're no doubt aware, Aglaya covets the core flame that I possess, which makes it the bargaining chip that allows me and the rest of you to negotiate with her. However, in return, I'll need the Council of Elders to support me as much as possible. You're well aware how valuable Circe's core flame will be in the era Chrysia that you are desperately pursuing. Talk is cheap. So
I understand. Let us decide how much we... Continuing from the earlier, she is the second most experienced Christ. Admittedly, there is ample reason for her to take your life. Yet your previous reasoning is quite sound. As a seasoned political animal, it's unclear whether she will actually cross that irreversible boundary. Moreover, she still needs you alive so that the Titan's trial can be completed. Is there anyone present who can swear by the sacred vow of Kefali and guarantee that you weren't in league with that woman before coming here? Are you just trying to pull the wool over our eyes and aid her in her savagery?
If Aglaya required a suitably intelligent Chrysos, since I believe in neither Titans nor the prophecy, there's no way...
I understand what you mean. At the very least, the both of us agree that this tyrant who wallows in extravagance and greed is the greatest threat to achieving peace in Akama. The Council of Elders is willing to defend your right to live, just as we defend every oppressed citizen. However, I regret to say that sentiments in favor of the Christ tell me.
Although the circumstances are rather, the Council of Elders need, at the very least.
In the name of Kefali, at this stage, the Council of Elders has vowed.
Surely.
I am incredibly honored to have witnessed the both of you. As the Theoros, I have observed—
Oh.
Feeling dissatisfied, Lady Kindness? Despite the—
So you were holding back just now. Seems like you are better. So tell me, Anaxagoras, now that you're an ally of mine...
You can do as she says. However, by doing so, the authority of the Council... No. More like two core flames. At the next Citizens' Assembly.
Oh? How can you be sure?
Is that of importance to you? If Aglaia sees me in full view of the masses today, is this the outcome that you wish to see?
Fine. I will handle this matter appropriately. But you do best to remember this. Unless, of course, you crave.
Well...
I've got to say that you've managed to really impress me again.
Dying to know what I'm after.
I mean, I'm the reason Titan after all.
Easy there. You'll learn the answer. I didn't bring it up with her, purely because she doesn't have the means to. The true masters of Dawncloud have all...
An expected visit. You know, you could actually... I have no reason to refuse.
You may not, but Kindness has. Whoever gets... She's wary of me, so naturally.
Very true.
In my view, this individual has gone to great lengths to get close to Kefali. He might very well be plotting something nefarious against the Titan. Are you still willing to let him pass, knowing this?
Yes, very much so. All living creations are always free to visit Kefali's transcendent vessel. This comes with being the World-Bearer.
How convenient it is to be able to hear what they say.
It is truly my honor to speak to a venerated Titan in person. Please, go ahead. Let me join you both on this journey. Oh, a bygone myth tells of an occasion where Kefali once answered their followers' questions on the peak of the Holy Mountain. Their followers have since believed that scaling this Titan cliff is one way of being with the god.
Hear that? It's not every day that you get to climb a mountain with Circes. You should sing me a hymn of praise.
All things are connected. Titan hymns are beyond me. All things are connected by origin.
Go on ahead. Take this, Ian.
I have to admit.
Because I know very well what it is I believe carefully will not.
I hope things go as you say, then.
Putting a child of justice into a farcical world is bound to turn it upside down. It is my hope that you bring them.
Honestly, this is my first time going up to Dawn.
What a splendid view.
Well, and even though I've come this far...
I must be getting ahead of my...
Oh? Haven't you... Alright, we're just a short...
So the intellectual debate from earlier was too draining for you, huh?
Save your concern.
The Titan is in sight.
Why? Are you... I know I...
Fine then. I guess I won't say any more.
Wait. Is the... Hey.
Huh? What should I...
Do we even get to see...
Oh? Why didn't you bring your favorite spear with you on this trip, Nias?
Nias? I know I...
It's unfortunate the Black Tide destroyed every last inch of my calyx.
How could that be? Even a creation of Georios, from their prized ores and molten fire, couldn't escape the fate of destruction?
Hey, Sarces. Do you know a certain Nias?
Nias? No, not that I remember. How did you even think up such a strange name?
I just saw him. Nias. A warrior-like figure who was just chatting with you here.
No, I have no such memory. Could you be hallucinating?
This is a departed spirit. All things are... things are connected by origin, and are made of the same essence. All things are connected by origin, and are made of the same essence.
Enough about me. Did Kaos ever reply to you?
Well...
Seems like the...
Kaos. Demigod. I've never heard of this person.
Look on the bright side. Hey! Are you seeing that same...
Yes. It's still you and Nias, but...
Kaos... This...
Never mind. I think I know what the souls of...
What? But... If those are the souls of the dead, then what am I?
Beats me. Let's just keep going.
Know your limits. Wander too far among the dead, and even I might not be able to save you.
I'm fine. If this is indeed as I thought, then this will be very amusing. So...
Of course. If I knew we had...
I guess this also counts as...
Keep your sarcasm to yourself.
I'm not kidding.
I would sooner throw... I am Calypso of the eminent Seven Sages, after all.
Calypso? She's one of the Seven Sages. No, she can't be. I would know her name if she really... Hey, Circes. Does the name Calypso ring a bell? Circes? They're gone. Doesn't matter. I can do this myself. Looks like I'm nearly there now.
Oh, beautiful old world. Where are you now? Oh, legendary era Chrysia, return to the mortal realm. Splendid gods once walked the paths we walk. Alas, all that's left of that warmth is a hazy mirage.
Why are you chanting that too? We're here. Fine, very well then. Let me So, I'm back here again. I can hear it. I hear it from the depths of the tides. Behind the closed this time,
Since we've come this far, let's just wait.
Lord Nias and Miss Calypso, are you both here to visit Chaos too?
Yes, and we've been waiting.
Regrettably, he hasn't answered us. The worst case scenario is that he's...
You're overthinking, Lord Nias. And besides, we both know Chaos's nature.
That reminds me.
Oh, my sister needs more time to make sure the...
Such a pity.
Everything that I see and hear, what may seem like a mundane conversation, the conjecture has taken shape. But no, because another one of my confusing immortal soul with that of a
What are you thinking about? Is that so? Events of the past. I stood at this very spot back then. Don't read too much into it. You get what I'm saying, right? But there will always be people who dream. It's just... Yeah, there's no rest. In any case, what we're looking for could be... Have you forgotten that you're talking to the chief physician?
Take a look. This is pure genius in action.
Come on, I choose you! Together, we can do anything!
Endless riddles, but the answer is nothing but a void. You've just got to expand your thinking. Raise barriers of the unknown and watch them crumble.
Nothing major. Receive divinity. Abyss flower, bloom. That which is seized must be repaid. The dead will return!
Remember that.
Endless riddles, but the answer is nothing but a void. The door to a whole new world. Glimpse the unknown for a moment, and let it captivate you. Amazing. But then again, it's me we're talking about.
Tread carefully.
Really now? Or you could sit back and watch. I'm kidding, Danny.
Come on, I choose you! The time is now.
Nothing major. Abyss flower, bloom.
Together, we can do anything!
You've just got to expand your thinking!
You just don't learn. Receive divinity. That which is seized must be repaid. The dead will return! Nothing major.
Endless riddles, but the answer is nothing but a void. The door to a whole new world. Glimpse the unknown for a moment, and let it captivate you.
The black tie. Anyway, never mind that for now. Here. This is new. I didn't know might is an understatement. Yet, it is also this... Oh? Let me have a look. By the looks of the... Sure, go ahead. Newsporists primarily study the Everyone considers Anaxa a blasphemer. But the Grove of Epiphany is home to 7 schools of thought. As the Sage of the Veneration, if we were to place the 7 sages on this... Nearly everyone in Amphorius has... That's why it's no use building giants. Anaxa often says that, perhaps, to him, it's a shame that the majority of the... That's what I'd like to... I have a bad feeling about this. Could there be more to what happened at the Grove? This is the Library of Philia, a place where the Grove stores its collection of tomes. Other than books written by the 7 schools, you can also find philosophical texts, ballads, and religious writings from the Outlands here. Cities that desire to learn from the Grove were apparently expected to contribute knowledge of equal value to what they sought. We've had more than our fair share of hilarious episodes over the years. For instance, it's said that the Erythrocaramists once borrowed a manuscript. Nice? No need to hold yourself back, Danny. You can just tell... Whew. You've got me there. There are too many books in the Library of Philia. I can already see what they must have written. Why else would they call him the great performer? Are the Titans truly... They marched him straight to the seat of... Though what he took on in the end was more of a... The first allegation was... Anaxa would have probably been spared a lot of... Needless to say, you claim to be studying souls, yet... Anaxa always wears an eye patch. Every being in the world owes their safekeeping to... Thankfully, they had no way... One by one. It was only after a brief sight. Yes. I'm not... By the way, this stack, I'm talking about Anaxa's alchemy. It's a well-kept secret. Even the administrators of the Library of Philia, with the grove in this state, I'm... This is the place. The materials for alchemical... No, not even close. Not only are alchemy experiments high-risk activities, but Professor Anaxa also has a penchant for using bizarre materials. Students often saw him walk in looking bright as rain, but come out covered in soot with his hair singed. Naturally, no one dared to come near this place. Huh? That bookshelf over there seems to be the only thing still intact. What's going on? Anaxa is conducting research. Danny, look at the... My biggest fear. Anaxa was carrying out a... Yes, this is what he was secret... Do you remember? That's right. But what? Put yourself in his shoes. Exactly. When the Black Tide came... No. Judging the manuscript's detailing. Like, what? No. He's after Kefali.
Sir, this sky above us...
Of course not. The day-night cycle has been lost, much like how the sky above...
So...
You mustn't conclude that, Anaxa. Often people know more than they...
And they're just deluding themselves. People believe in Kefali's tale of Genesis, accepting wholesale whatever the priests preach. But we're different. We've already walked out of the firelit cave of ignorance. We have already realized that we live in a world where Titans make the rules. Even when we look at the sky, we're only seeing what they allow us to see. Rather than gazing at this mockery of a night sky fabricated by them for the rest of my life, why shouldn't I be the one to take control of the projection device instead?
So much time has passed since you...
Why? Because we'll face death?
As a sage of the Venerationists, but above all else...
But I can, sir. I can do it.
You're right. Go. Establish. Find out what we are.
Child of humanity, you didn't go to such...
So, if I were as foolish as Adromus...
Before such power...
I'm sure you're familiar with the story of the Styxians. When the raging wave... They call me a blasphemer, Circes. As I see it. Titan...
Oh? If power that rivals the Titans is what you...
Why stop at harnessing the power of the Titans when I can do so much more? The source of life is what I wish to grasp, to understand what makes up the soul, and to learn what we really are. Thanks to you, I've had the chance to personally verify, in more ways than one, that the soul indeed ceases to exist in death. But where there is death, there is life. And where there is an end, there must also be a beginning. How then is a soul born? That was the only unknown variable left in my calculations.
And by the sound of it, you have already formed a conjecture.
No, I have already drawn a conclusion. In my journey unto death just now, I finally saw the answer with my own eyes.
Professor Anaxa, I'm here. His life hangs by a thread. I must ask you to refrain from taking any unnecessary steps.
Of course. I'll bring this to a conclusive end, and give you the answer you so desire. However, in accordance with the principle of equivalent exchange, I must also demand from you what I need.
As you wish.
Don't you care to know what the price might be?
It's a matter of uncovering the truth about the Death Titan and his survival. This may be the only time I can ever save someone's life. There is no need for me to think twice.
I see. In that case, let the show begin.
Indulge me. Am I correct to say that you intend to prove Thanatos' whereabouts and prove the nature of our existence now?
Before I begin, I must confess I had been stuck in a cognitive trap all this time. As unrelated as these two propositions may seem at first glance, they are in fact logical equivalents. They are merely two different ways of telling us about what the soul is at its core. The reason I say this is as I've mentioned earlier. The answer was hidden in my journey unto death.
Professor, you were in the Netherrealm?
Yes, I am but a living dead man now, but that's not important. What truly matters is, I overheard a conversation between heroes. That's not all. Remember how I said you were a part of that conversation too, Circes?
And I've told you that I have no recollection of such an event. That was likely just an illusion conjured up by the mind of a dying man.
Of course you would remember. Because that wasn't you. That was Calypso, one of the 7 sages of the Grove.
Calypso?
Huh? Oh, that's the name I made up on a whim when speaking to this girl. How do you know of it? And surely you jest. Don't you think I, of all people, would know if that were the name of one of the 7 sages under the shade of my tree? Don't you claim to know the Grove's past like the back of your hand?
It seems you've lost even the memories seared into your soul. Use your head, Circes. Since all of this took place in the realm of the dead, it stands to reason their likenesses are of souls from the past. The living cannot step foot into that world, so who could they be? Think about Calypso. Why does she share your likeness, yet you have no idea who she is? The answer is evident, is it not? Those fallen heroes are the mortal incarnations of the Titans before their ascensions to godhood. The gods aren't master creators born out of thin air. And they are no different from humans, because they all evolved for one. Does this answer disappoint you?
Yes, because you've answered nothing. If I truly was once human, as you claim, then where do the children of humanity come from?
Even on the off chance that you speak the truth, this brings us no closer to grasping Thanatos' whereabouts. How are we to find them?
I knew you would say that. But it matters not. I know what I'm doing. Actually, why don't we have this supreme being standing before us tell us everything?
You can revive a Titan?
Humans cannot return from the dead. Neither can gods. But all we need to do is look at this from a different perspective, and the problem will resolve itself. The solution is simple. Just like what you did to me. If I'm reborn as Kefali, I can rebuild the world and all within it as they once did. Simple, is it not?
I have news from Hyacinth and Danheng. Anaxa might be trying to do something with Kefali's divine body.
Kefali? But what could Anaxa want? Is the Council of Elders going to sit around and let such a sacrilegious act unfold?
That is not possible. He is indeed the great performer, capable of fooling anyone and everyone with his tricks.
I'm sorry.
No need for guilt, for this is good news to us. The Council of Elders has found themselves a traitorous ally. Anaxa's ambitious desires will be something we can exploit. What we should be doing now is to keep our eyes peeled for whichever trickery Kynus is up to, and react accordingly to thwart her plans. Being Akima's political center, the Demigod Council holds just as much significance as the Vortex of Genesis. Someday, after my duty is over, this site will take the place of the battlefield where you hunt gods. Become the next challenge you ought to overcome. Till then, it's best to get used to this place as soon as possible.
Preposterous! The Christos-heirs only have their standing because of the Council of Elders! How dare they trample over it!
Wow. These people are shooting daggers with their eyes.
It's been a while.
What is that supposed to mean? Is this really the sort of person that the young lord praised as a ferocious warrior?
It has indeed been some time, Lord Crateros. What brings you here in such haste?
Shh. Keep it down. Be more vigilant. See those duplicitous... I've already ordered my people to hold them back.
My bad. So, did something happen?
Did you hear thunderclaps last night? Hacker... What?
He's been through a lot lately. Please...
Thunderclaps are beacon signals of
Watch out. The Flame Reavers.
I guessed as much.
I figured this is something you would want to know.
You have my gratitude.
Remind her to be on her toes while you're at it. Those lackeys she keeps undercover have been going in and out of...
That's her.
Looks like you...
We should get back. Thank you